What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate you tuning in today. Today we're going to be breaking down the very last engine in the 350z lineup. This is the VQ35HR. This, you could say, is the creme de la creme, or like the highest version or most efficient refined version of the VQ35 that they made. This engine was produced in all 350zs from 2007 and 2008, and then starting in 2009. It had upgraded horsepower and torque numbers. It produced 306 horsepower at 6,800 RPM, which is 6 more than the rev-up motor and 19 more horsepower than the standard DE model. They upped the max redline to 7,500 RPM, and HR actually stands for high revolution. I didn't actually know that. It's pretty cool. So the standard DE has a compression ratio of 10.3 to 1, and the HR is actually increased with a 10.6 to 1 ratio. Basically what this does is it increases overall engine efficiency and fuel economy as well. So the first and easiest way to visibly tell if you're working with an HR engine is right when you pop the hood. There's double intakes, double throttle bodies, and double air filters. And then Nissan actually says this reduces air intake restrictions by up to 18%, which is pretty impressive. So one of the most insane engineering feats of the Nissan 350z HR engine is that Nissan was actually able to use a hydrogen-free diamond-like carbon coating for the valve lifters. This was actually said to reduce friction by up to 40% and was actually the very first engine ever in production to use this technology. That's pretty crazy. I didn't know that. Another thing is that 80% of the HR's components are different from the normal DE and the rev-up. So I mean, they're basically the same build, but 80% of the parts are different. So in the normal DE and rev-up, not all cylinders get the same amount of airflow. This is also why they added a second intake as well as a larger intake plenum, and that's also why you get the iconic bump in the hood of the HR. Because not all cylinders in the regular DE and the rev-up get proper airflow, you can actually buy an aftermarket intake plenum that will mostly fix this problem. And then in the HR as well, they actually added a ladder frame to the engine, which basically means over time the engine, when you have all 6 cylinders next to each other, they would kind of shift to an angle. So this ladder frame that they added actually solved a lot of those issues. Because of the increased compression and variable valve timing, the car had better fuel efficiency and was more efficient than the regular DE and rev-up overall. And then the only downside that I could find about this car was the fact that they're kind of hard to find, and I feel like if you go on Craigslist, they're definitely more than the regular DE and the regular rev-up. If you're going to build this car for performance, like probably if you're going to boost this car, I would definitely recommend getting a DE, just because if you blow an HR, it's going to be a lot harder to find one. It's going to be a lot more expensive because the perceived value of the HR is just way higher than the normal DE and the normal rev-up. So there really isn't any downsides unless you're going to go forced induction or supercharged. I would definitely go with the DE because they're going to be a little easier to find overall and probably half the price. That's basically all I could find that was different about the HR. Let me know down in the comments if you guys actually know anything specifically that's different that I didn't add here. I probably missed something because, as you guys heard in my previous videos, these cars are extremely intricate and there's so many things different that they did to them. It's pretty awesome knowing and finding all the little different details and changes that they made throughout the years. So thank you guys so much for joining today's video. Go ahead and drop a comment down below if you have any questions or you learned something. Go ahead and leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any more of my future videos. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We'll see you all later. Peace out. Was I talking fast? If I was talking fast, I'm so sorry. I usually figure it out like when I'm editing the video. I find out that I'm just literally speaking so fast, you have to put it in like 0.75% speed. Anyways, peace out, you guys.